Hey, welcome back. This is part two of Mom Moments with Kim Forte. So, as I mentioned not even last week, as I mentioned 2 days ago, when the first part of this episode aired on Monday, Kim and I spoke for over 2 hours. So I split the episode into two parts. This is part two. It is a continuation of where we left off in part one. So if you haven't listened to that episode or to that part, then go on back and listen. And we continue the story from here.
This is such a story. I was half involved, half not, but it's such a great story. And so I'm gonna let the person who is mostly involved.
I apologize. I apologize to any school staff members who feel that they were like harmed in the making of this situation.
I'm gonna shut up. Wait a minute, I need some more wine. Hold on. Hold on, you need the wine.
I first have to tell the background story to even get to why I'm even bringing this up right now. So I would try to remember why I'm saying all this. But okay, so we have fifth graders.
We're talking about this is what we're talking about. This is why you're telling this story. We're talking about the fact
Intimacy is what made
that our
triggered.
children are beginning to understand intimacy between two partners. They are on the verge of understanding this. Some of us, probably parents, have expressed more knowledge than other parents have expressed. I think that's fair to say. Some kids appear more knowledgeable than other kids in our school. That's fair to say. So we are, it's fifth grade. They're 10, 11. Figure it
Right.
out, folks. You
Right.
know what your 10 and 11s are like. And if not, you've been 10 and 11. You know what was going on. So that is the backdrop for this story.
So
you have to remember to tell the part where the school allowed the
I got all the details.
Okay,
but I'm actually going to work backwards, which is to say, us having this conversation about intimacy and realizing that our kids are getting to that point and like how we feel as parents made me think back to the fact that yesterday I was at the Bronx Zoo and I walked past the area where what I like to call the scandal of the fourth grade scandal of 2024 happened. And I literally was sure I was like, oh, it was oh yeah, because it was the end of the
Spring Scandal 2025, May 25th,
the mating
2025. May 25th, 2025. Head on the day.
So I was walking through the Bronx Zoo to that area. Josh was with me, and I was like, and I just start laughing. I'm like, oh my gosh, remember on the fourth grade field trip to the zoo, what happened? He's like, oh, ha ha ha, yes. So now I'm gonna go even backwards, which was
26. I don't know.
The fourth grade like big trip of the year was to the Bronx Zoo this past school year. So this is last school year, in which, unbeknownst to kind of to a lot of, I think, our surprises, the school said that children can bring their devices with them on this trip. So that would mean like
ride, they were allowed to bring phones and iPads for the
my child just used the word device. And so he brought his Switch and didn't bring an iPad or a phone, which maybe saved us in this situation.
And my kids may have told me, but I said they weren't allowed to bring them, so I cheated them out of the experience.
Which is what I wish I would have done, because I was just confused when I'm like, they said you could do what?
Yeah,
you could bring electronics.
My kids, when they told me as we were leaving, they were like, that morning, they were like, they told us we could bring it. I was like, I didn't.
Right. Like I literally
actually, my kids, I thought, like, what?
I was like, all right, we'll see. And lo and behold, I saw electronics. That's
although the reason, in the school's defense, I think the reason they partially did it is because what they realize is that we live in the metro area and that you're not always on time back. And so if your kid has their phone and you're not getting back in time for pickup, you can call. So like in hindsight, I get it. It was a way for parents who couldn't be chaperones, and not everyone could,
right,
for them to contact their children.
And to be fair,
so in the defense of the school,
the kids could take pictures and have memories and stuff that they wouldn't have been able to do without it. I understand pros for this.
And you were told if it got lost, it was on you.
It did complicate things a little bit when we go to the zoo during the springtime and the animals are animaling. Yeah. If you know what I mean. Yes. Okay. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. Do it like they do on the Discovery Channel, okay? So we were getting real life experiences. Yeah,
it was like spring was a spring and love was happening. It was in the air, boo.
So the kids in this YouTube era, they had their phone, they had their iPads and phones on record. They're like, look at me at the zoo. I'm blah 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 blah. Because every kid is an amateur YouTuber these days. Cool. Well, lo and behold.
So I'll give you an example. Before Tracy tells us, I'll give you a minor example because you're going to get the big punchline. you would go into the bird cage, which I did, and have the peanut butter like bird seed stick that you would hold out, and the one bird would be on, the other bird would just hop right on. And the kids would say, "Are those birds fighting?" No, they're not fighting. They're just enjoying the stick together.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was a little bit like that season. So,
Unless you prefer a good euphemism and you're like, well, yes, they are fighting.
so
You have, so let me set the scene. You have two moms, a school staff member, at least three, four, five, like a group of kids, a group of boys. Our whole group was boys. And we're just enjoying the zoo. We're just boop ba doop ba doop ba doop boop boop boop.
Bronx
Let's go
so
into the
beautiful.
primate area. Boop ba doop boom 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 boom. Kids are recording because they're having a good time at the zoo, and school said we could bring our devices. So they're like, "Oh, look at this! Look at this!" We walk in, and to be honest, this is so bad because I don't remember if it was chimpanzees. It was gorillas. It was gorillas. It was gorillas. Immediate, front and center. Okay. Just two gorillas doing what gorillas do when they want to procreate. Okay. Cameras are already going. They're already on. They were on before we walked in. I want to be clear. So response time, reaction time is behind camera footage. Recordings. We're live. We're live. Okay, so here's what happens is raising children in a digital age because this is important for what happens next. So whatever. They're like, whoa, oh. And different kids are having different responses to this, to be clear. Some kids are like, my child is literally like reading the signs and be like, oh, look at this. This says blah, 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 blah. Kind of like, definitely like avoiding
the
and like,
situation.
something's going on here that like I don't want to deal with and talk about in front of my parents. So I'm going to act
It's a
like,
really sex mother. Like, I know that these two primates are having sex in front of my mom, and it's fucking weird.
and my friends are like, oh, what? And so they're recording. But here, this is my point about raising kids in the digital age. These MFers are fast.
They are.
So this video goes in a split second from, oh my gosh, to send it to the group chat. The primate mating video gets sent to a group of other fourth graders who our kids are in a group chat with.
They did.
So it immediately spreads amongst that group of kids. Some of those kids are with us as like the two parent chaperones who have like a good three or four of them.
Yeah.
But some of them are not actively with us. So I need to understand.
Who also had their devices now have a video
Message notification
with other parents and other teachers around who can see.
So I need to understand, right? Obviously, I'm retelling this story, so the time frame is being slowed down. This is happening within like 10 seconds.
Oh.
So other parent of said kid who did the particular sending of the thing to the group chat is like, oh, what are you doing? Erase that right now. Blah blah blah. But like it's happened.
Yeah.
So then what happens? I continue to move forward because in my head, I want to tell you what's happening in my head. Because
It is literally nothing more than what you would see on PBS. It is totally a natural
again, Discovery Channel.
It's a Discovery Channel video.
My child has seen this on like an animal documentary on Netflix.
Bunch of fourth grade teachers.
But wait, so like even before we get to that point, because right now we're still in the exhibit, we're in an enclosure, we're not making contact on the other side. So what's happening in that moment is in my head, I'm thinking, oh, this is, I don't know, maybe it's the therapist in me, but in my head, I'm thinking, oh, well, we're having the birds and the bees conversation today when we get home. Is what I'm thinking in my head. But I'm also recognizing I'm with other people's children. So I'm not assuming they want that conversation, which is why I responded the way I responded, that our friend was like, you left me. Because here's what happens. That gets sent. other parent is like, don't, like, stop, don't send that, erase that video, but it's already sent. But I believe she had to like erase the video off of his device though, right?
Yeah.
Another kid that's with us is like, is the daddy giving the mommy his milk? Other chaperone, right, is like, yeah, that's what's happening. I meanwhile am, my child is my child, because just as he was just like avoiding, looking, oh well, this sign says this and this, I'm like, all right, let's go and see this next thing. I want to explain though why I behaved that way. I'd be ready to sit there right there and give a lesson to everyone
Exactly,
about
exactly. Me
what's
too.
happening.
I'm
But
with
I
you.
can't make that assumption that's what every
Exactly.
parent wants. So I'm trying to find a way out of the situation that doesn't offend other parents,
Right,
knowing that when I get home, I'm having a certain conversation with my
right,
child, right?
right.
But understandably, my friend and fellow chaperone is like, you just like were acting like nothing happened and left me there to like respond
Oh
to
my.
the milk comment and this. I'm like, you're right. I wasn't thinking about that. All I was thinking about was I didn't want to start telling other people's children about what was going on.
Yeah.
I didn't get their consent. So whatever, we get through the exhibit. This is not too long, I think, before we end our trip. So we're all back to the bus.
No, it wasn't. It was like within the half hour
Okay.
of us getting to the bus.
Getting to the bus,
that it
right?
happened.
So then we all get back to the bus. The seat I happened to be sitting in was like, there were like the teachers in the first two or three rows, and I was like the next row behind the teachers. So I was a little privy to like conversation that was happening. But we sit on the bus, and one of the teachers comes up to me and is like, does Tristan have a phone? And so at the time, I'm really not understanding why she's asking me this. The answer happens to be no. I'm like, no, he doesn't have a phone. I, and she's like, okay, because like a video went out that maybe everyone like, so she's pretty much trying to like calmly like skirt around the fact that
Say
this
they
inappropriate
sent a
video.
of two apes fucking.
Yes, and so I guess trying to prepare me for the fact that maybe it's on my child's device.
Which,
And
way, any of the students could have seen had they been at there
right
at
at
the
the
time
zoo,
the two apes were mating.
and that at some point many of the children
I
saw
should have said
mating
mating.
behavior.
Sorry, I said fucking.
They saw mating behavior throughout the zoo that entire time because it was springtime at the zoo. The
Wait,
birds,
tell you,
the peacocks, the male peacocks were like,
the male peacocks, people were scared. They were
strutting their stuff.
trailing their ass around.
Yeah,
Like, come to mine. Like, we saw two peacocks on the roof, like, mate dancing. The male peacock going ape shit, and the female jumping on the roof with him. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get my kids
Let
out of
me
here
tell you.
because the peacocks are gonna start
if you
going
want to
at
get
it.
time, go to the Bronx Zoo during
Spring.
spring, all right? Because
That's
you're gonna
right.
get a show. So everything was just doing what they
Eat
did.
some oysters at City Island.
So
Go to the
actually
Bronx
leave
Zoo.
the kids. You and your boo thing go to the zoo in the spring
Exactly.
because you're gonna get a show. So this is when we
Exactly.
had the fourth grade trip. And we said, let's bring devices. So let's record it all. So that's what happened. And in this day and age, it went
And then
viral.
teachers were like, there was a video. People sent a video.
And so,
and we were like,
the poor teacher.
and so I said to my kids were like, what video? What are you talking about? I said, listen, two animals were mating. Someone took a video of it. And they were like, oh, okay. And then, you know what they said? It's not like anything I don't see on YouTube. And it's like, exactly.
And so the teacher was like, oh, okay, you're talking about the video. Yeah, I was in that group where the video originated and got sent. Just want to let you know that me and the other mom know the other moms of the kids who were in the group chat that got sent to. So we've been handling. We're letting people know, like, hey, this was sent. You might want to right.
But meanwhile, it didn't need to. It was just.
And so this is my conversation. I was like, so I think it's all good, but like, yeah. But on our way back home, I overheard like statements like, I don't know about a zoo trip next year, this, that, and the third. And I don't know how definite it was.
If Norwalk moms or parents are listening to this, don't not go to the zoo because animals are going to mate.
Fourth grade is about the time where we need to start having these conversations.
Animals mate.
Honestly, I remember I was in fifth grade where they brought the girls into another room and started talking about menstruation because you'd rather
I think they're
have the right. You'd rather have the conversation before it's happening. Some girls, it's happening before that or fifth grade. I was lucky enough to have gotten the talk before it happened for me, so I wasn't scared and shitless out of my mind when I start, bleeding, right? But my point is, this is the time. So for me, it was just an opening into having that conversation. So when we got home, I went to Tristan is like the first thing we're gonna do is we are gonna delete that video off of your device, like on the group chat, because it's not something that needs to just be spread around. But let's have a conversation. I was like, do you know what mating is?
Yeah.
He was like, no. And again, I don't know if that's an honest answer or not, but I'm gonna go with what he's giving me.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, well, I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was definitely explaining that like it's a way that animals make babies and have babies. And I was like, and in humans, we call it sex. And sex is something that adults are to do, that it's between adults. I was like, and we will have more information on this. We will have more of this conversation as you get older and give you more detailed information. But I want you to understand that, like, it's a natural thing that happens for babies to form. We call it mating in animals, sex in humans, and it's for adults. And it's not something that we go around just talking about or recording videos about and sending, and when it's like sex in humans. So I just want you to be aware of that. So, like, pretty much trying to teach discretion, I guess would be the
Yeah.
word here, right?
Yeah, I think that's a great word for it.
And I was like, and we're gonna have more conversations about this as you get older. Because by the way, this goes into my theory of like you never have to lie to kids. There's just an age
Right.
appropriate way to explain everything. A divorce, someone dying, sex, all of that. So we build upon the story over time
Yeah.
as they get older.
There are great books out there. I bought a book called Sex is a Funny Word. And it's a book about that doesn't describe the act of sex particularly. Well, it does. It sort of describes the reality of what sex is, and it's for middle school kids, like kids coming out of elementary school. And, I have relied on the subtle art of like, this is a very funny story for me. I bought our kids these books about from the time, and now I have to buy them the next series of
And
books.
I would like to borrow these books, by the way.
Yes, you should. Although you're young, you should borrow them for Harry.
Okay.
But like, I bought these books for like third graders or fourth graders to maybe sixth graders or third graders to sixth graders. And it was like, how does your body, what's going on with my body? Right? It's like, this is what happens to people born male. And it's written like that. And this is what happens to people born female. And like the idea of like what's happening and what could happen. And I've asked my kids, because I have boy girl twins, so I've asked them to read each other's books. I don't know if my son has, but I've certainly had the conversation with him about the fact that he goes through a different experience physically than his sister does. Um, and I remember when we bought them, they were so upset. They were like, "You think we're big, these big grown kids?" And I told you the story,
Yes.
and I like
Yes,
gave them
beautiful.
these books, and even our son like threw it across the room, so mad at me. And I was like, "Fine, I'll just return the book. Like it's not that deep. You don't have to read about how your body's gonna change or who you're gonna become." He goes, "No, I don't want to give up the book, but you're making me feel like I'm growing up too fast." I'm like,
Mhm.
"You're not. I just want you to be prepared for what is going to happen. And if you don't want to ask me, I don't want you to not have a guide." Like, so I bought these, like, I researched these best New York bestsellers books on
Mm.
like how to talk to your kids about their body. And like, if they don't want to talk to you about it, I felt like if they don't want to talk to me, at least they have something they can read.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I just put them in their rooms, and I think they've both read them. And then I bought a book. It's called Sex is a Funny Word, or like whatever. And it describes, oh, there's one book called How Babies Are Made, or this is what makes a baby. That book doesn't talk about the actual act of sex.
Right. It talks
It
about the
talks about
biology of
like the biology of the creation of a human.
right.
And so that's a great book if you don't want to talk about the actual act of sex. But then there's a book called Sex is a Funny Word or something. And it talks about sex. And recently I like something came into music, or we heard something on the radio or were watching something, and sex came up, and Luca goes, we don't need to watch that together. And I go, "Well, how do you know?" And he goes, "You're the one who bought us the books."
Well, lady.
Well, lady. And I was like,
All right.
okay, so you paid attention. Like I didn't then follow up and say like, "Did you read these books?" And
Right.
they're just in my house.
Interesting. Yeah.
And so forever, any of you people who send your kids to my house, I'm sorry, they may have read the book.
I'm actively going to choose to borrow said books from you, um,
Yeah.
to
I found
peruse
it through
or
the New York Times, and a friend of mine who said like she did the same thing where they were like, it's helpful to have a guy that like it's hard. I have a daughter who doesn't like to necessarily process all that and talk
Yeah,
about it,
I
and
have a child
she
who will
understands
keep it
that
all
like
to himself
she's
if I
gonna
let
get a
her.
period, it's gonna happen. I certainly didn't not talk about it.
Mm.
But there comes a moment where you don't want to keep saying it, and your
Yeah,
kid's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
okay, I don't want to be a dick. I'm like, keep going and going and going.
Yeah,
So I do find that if you can find a literary resource that
100%.
like helps you and like, and I say this also, I say this as a queer person to those of you watching. Also provide, like my kids are subject to the idea of having different sexualities, having different identities because their parents do. So like we don't necessarily go out and buy books on queer identity because they live it. They see it. They have family friends who are it and they can understand that culture because they're being raised in it. Having said that, if you're having a cultural experience for your children, or they might be in a, you know, identity experience, or any of your children can be in an identity experience that you will never know about. Make sure whatever you buy is written in such a way that embraces all the opportunity or all the orientations of sexuality,
Mm.
all the gender identities, all the experiences of race, all the experience of religion, all the right, like don't, like I feel it's very strongly like people have written purposeful books
Right.
about being inclusive on
Mm.
that, and like find those books. Don't find the book that is taking the easy way out and
Yeah.
isn't like just talking about like, okay, a girl's gonna get her period and a boy's gonna feel this, and no,
Right.
like that talks about it in a way that like your child might not
I don't.
identify in either of those genders,
Right.
but are still going to physically experience those things. And I
Right.
think I did that. I chose books that were more thoughtful in a bigger gender expansive way and a sexual orientations expansive way. And I, as a queer person, I just highly motivate you to do that because your kid may come to you after reading a book like that in your house and say, you know what, mom, I'm
Well,
queer.
I was gonna say you don't want to unintentionally alienate your
Right,
child in their
exactly.
experience, and then them being like, "I don't see myself here. Like, what's this
Right.
mean?"
So don't
Or
buy
anything like
books
that.
that assume anything.
Yeah.
Buy the book that assumes your child may be
And
anybody.
yeah.
And then you're going to start manifesting in them. Like, if this book is in my house, my parent must think
Right.
that it's okay.
I've been.
If I
I've
come
been.
to them and say, like, I actually am attracted to people of my same gender. I actually am attracted to both people. I'm actually attracted to people regardless of what gender they
Yeah.
are. Like there are so many, and this is the amazing part of like where the world is going in Generation Z and like their expansive knowledge of each other, is that this is really a group of humans who don't want to hurt each other,
Yeah.
don't want to tell each other that they can't be who they are,
Yeah.
really don't. I mean, we see this in our own children, really don't have the desire to tell people they can't be who they are or
Yeah.
can't live the life they want to live. They just want peace.
No, I very intentionally have been using language for myself to refer to our kids, whoever they partner with. Not
Yeah,
saying their wives, because I have all boys. Their
right.
wives, their future wives, because I was talking about like skill building for them, and I'm like, I want them to leave this home. And if they partner, and so first of all, if they partner with someone, not making the assumption that you have to be partnered with someone, but
Exactly.
if
That's
you
another
partner
element.
with someone, whoever that may be and however they identify, I would like you to show up as like the best partner you can be in terms of skill
Yeah.
building, right? But I have been making an intentional decision for myself to phrase it partnered, if partnered,
If
because
that's brilliant.
rather than I don't want your future wife to be looking at me at why you don't know how to like clean a kitchen,
Well, and what the
but
social pressure there is these days on like raise your son to be like a good husband to a good wife.
right,
Like
right.
like
I
that.
just would like you to like please clean up after yourself by
Yes.
yourself, with a roommate, with any
So
romantic
here's
partner.
how I've been thinking
Like,
about it lately. Like I used to think all the time is like who are the people you're gonna live with? Like how are you gonna like raise your kids? And then I started thinking like now I'm thinking so much lower, like not lower, but like more immediate.
mm,
More immediate.
we share a space.
More immediate. We share a space. How are you treating me? But also like how is your college roommate gonna feel when you don't clean up
Mhm.
after yourself?
When I tell you I literally had that thought today,
That's my vote. It's like that's now where my mind is like, how is your college roommate going to feel
Yeah.
when you don't clean up after yourself? Like,
How are you going to feel if if
right,
you have a roommate who doesn't clean up after themselves?
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't you want to make them feel good in their space and you feel good in yours? And the only way to do that is to like
Practice good habits. Yeah.
practice good habits.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's like the model.
And now we're just back like to the reality of like there's so much to think about.
So much. We have an entire episode in this up. You've seen the list posted around my house. Like it's the responsibility. I don't call them what we do call them chores, but I try to refer to responsibilities and privileges
Mm-hmm.
because the motto is responsibilities first, privileges after. Because that is what I aspire to. It's not about doing things perfectly. I do all sorts of privileges before my responsibilities sometimes, but I like to try to live a life in which I'm
What
like, you get this shit done and then you
what do
do
you
the
think is
shit.
a privilege lately? What do you feel is your privilege? Like what are
Oh,
you taking as a privilege? Oh, maybe this would be a question we ask ourselves because I don't know that I have the answer to this. What are you taking as a
well,
privilege?
I think so. In a very basic way, I
In a
think of a lot
healthy
of my
way. I don't
self.
mean
No,
that
no,
in
I
a
think of a lot of
derogatory.
my self care things are like our
Mhm.
privileges. So lately, so I literally have on this calendar, which this is my work calendar, but intentionally November, no, October, November, December. I don't get to do a lot of binge watching of television, and I hear like a lot of the
Mhm.
society being like, I gotta slow down. I can't like I need to not binge. And all I want to do is binge watch television. But the way my life is set up or the way I choose to live my life, it doesn't allow me the
Right.
space, right? I actually would love to do more binge watching. So I don't
Love
get to
that
do
for
it
you.
regularly,
Love
right?
that for you.
But I have key shows that I'm looking forward to returning. And so I have put the release date for Selling Sunset in October. I binged it. While getting my hair braided, I binged most of it. And I just need to watch the reunion episode. November, there is a new show called All's Fair, which have you heard of this?
I started watching.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I'm like, it's all it's lawyer train and like, oh no, it's on my November.
It is so bad, and you know, like
I know none of it's gonna. It's like anytime I watch a show about therapists, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Tina and I joke
So I
that
understand.
Sarah Paulson is my hall pass, but I'm never allowed to have a hall pass, so she's not really a hall pass, but she's my hall pass. So I'm
Fair,
always gonna watch what she's in.
fair.
But I will tell you, I've watched the first three episodes. They are out. They are worth it. If you need
I'm just here for a
a
good binge.
do not talk to me. And it's
Oh
vampy and
yeah.
campy and like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
dialogue
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
too
No,
much,
it's
but
just all the ooh that you just need to like. I just need to watch. I need to seek into this. Yes. So to answer your question about privilege,
because there's a lot of controversy that like, oh, Kim Kardashian, she does just as fine as the other ladies
does
in
she?
right.
Interesting. I'm interested to watch just to
Like
give my opinion.
it is what it is, and she's no like
Better or worse.
better or worse
Right.
than the people who are fine, Oscar winning or Tony winning.
And probably because of the type of
Naomi Watts
material,
won an
I'm getting
Oscar.
the sense
I
it's
feel
not like
like
this is not
Glenn
deep
was too.
dramatic acting.
It's not as vampy like women like intent
Yeah.
like fun stuff.
I'm here for the outfits
Glenn
and the
Close
drama.
looks amazing.
Of course.
It is worth watching for the fashion.
I could see from the trailer. I was like, I want this. This is what I want. I want this.
Well, who would
I
like
want this.
like you know Kim Kardashian? She had some shit on that she's like, oh no, I'm gonna wear this shit.
This is my time.
This is my time. Like the clothes, it's worth watching.
Yeah,
It's like
I'm here for
watching a dramatized fashion show.
I know. So you're gonna see a theme here. So October Selling
Architecture
Sunset.
show because where they filmed it, the
Yep.
architecture and the houses
And
they
here
picked,
is
it's like it all blends with what you
Yes.
and I love.
Yes, these are my
Hospital
aesthetics,
things,
aesthetics, homes,
clothes,
retail, like
gorgeous
architecture,
women, and
fashion,
just women.
how things look. Like, do you see this wallpaper? There was a vision here
And
for this
Niecy
whole
now
summer shack.
mhm.
So that's November's show. I haven't started watching it. And then
Yeah.
December, Selling Manhattan returns. So if you see a theme here, I love the high-end realty,
Yes.
but drama, but fashion shows. Like Selling Sunset is my show. It brings the drama and bullshit of reality television with rich ass properties that are beautiful and like fashion. Like these girls are walking up in shit that like Mattel would create for like dominatrix Barbie.
You know,
And I love it.
I don't know know. I've given up on the reality thing.
But that's the thing, that those are the only reality shows I really watch, are the
Yeah.
real estate reality shows. Because what happens is I get this nice balance between what the fuck are you bitches talking about and look at that beautiful home.
Yes.
And it like gives this balance for me.
That's
And
why I
then
love the old HGTVs, like,
oh
oh, good old
yeah,
versions of
just
their
like
shows.
redo a house for me.
Redo a house for
Like, oh
me.
yeah, give me some of that reconstruction
Or
porn.
international
Like
house
good
hunters.
stuff. Yes, yes, yes. And so
I'm
to
on to I've talked to you about this. I'm on to the lakefront bargain hunt. I
yes.
want a lakefront camp
Mhm.
where you go up for the day, the
That's where you are.
overnight.
That's where you are.
You
For
drive within
me,
2.5 hours.
for me,
Everybody goes and plays.
it's like a Big Sur, is it Caramel by the Sea?
Yeah.
Like like cliffside beach house thing is like one of my like it'd be like a second or third home.
Yeah.
But like I want this like cliffside glass whatever. That's definitely a vacation home. It's not a homey home. It's just a
Right.
vacation home.
Yeah.
That's a vision that I have. But so this is one of the reasons why I love Selling Sunset. I just like looking at these beautiful homes and then throwing a little drama in these women dressed in what the fuck are you wearing? But I love it. Outfits.
The struggle I have with reality television,
It's
unlike scripted, unlike the vampy scripted television of All's Fair, is I know All's Fair is fake. In reality, I don't know how much is fake and how much isn't. Like,
yeah, it's a blurred line.
it's a blurred
I
line.
follow some of the women from Selling Sunset and they
Right.
post about, I mean, Chelsea from Selling Sunset, she's posting about like the hate that she's received and the this and the that. And like, so it's being sold right now. It's pretty real. As like, there are women on the show who I really don't get along with and I have trouble with and all of that. But I
Wow.
personally am like not so invested in that I'm like, I'm not sitting here being like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I just want to look at these beautiful
Well, that's how I feel. I just want to
homes.
see the pretty side.
And also there's some drama in there. And to be like, they recorded this season partially during the wildfire that took over, right? So there's some stuff about that, and like, so there's a bunch of stuff thrown in there. But to answer your question about privileges, like to me, that is a big privilege because I don't
Right.
get enough or make enough time to just binge stuff. And it's not because I have a desire, like I don't have a desire for it, and by no means am I judgy about it. I'm like, I'm here for more binging in my life than I could tell. Like, I know a lot of people are like, I need to like not binge so much. I don't binge enough.
I don't
But
binge enough
if
either.
I
I'm with you
did,
on
I would
that.
like
I don't binge
sacrifice
enough
other
either.
things that would make me anxious and upset. That's the reality. And so when I consider, so I literally, my point is, I literally documented on my calendar when these shows release so that I could, that's part of my motivation. So I got my October stuff done so that when Selling Sunset was released, I could just sit on the sofa and just watch hours of
Right.
it. That was my whole goal and my whole privilege for
You're
October.
making me redefine privilege for myself.
For me, it's a privilege to binge watch because to be clear, right? Because I have like four kids buzzing around.
No, I hear you. I
And so
feel the
like
same way.
I don't want to watch my shows when the kids are up and around. To be clear, right? I could, but I'm like, this is ruining the experience, guys. So what it means is I have to take this very like
Yes,
I was folding
purposeful.
laundry and just like basking in the fact that my children were at school. I was in my living room, which I barely get
That
to
to
use.
me is one of my favorite activities is been watching TV and folding laundry. Oh my
In my
God, I
living
love
room
it.
with no children around.
Yes.
And I'm just watching
Wait.
this like and I again I can't I never can call it guilty pleasure. I don't feel guilty about it at all.
I don't feel guilty.
There's no
about that.
guilt. I want to see those
I want
5-inch
to watch
heels
interrupted
and the bush.
television with no one fucking asking me a question and making
No
precision
notice.
out of chaos.
Yeah.
Laundry. That's why I love laundry. Everyone's like, I hate laundry. I'm like, what?
I love it.
Laundry started as chaos with
You
multiple,
get to see like
and then you take it and you box it and you bucket it and then you fold it.
and I'm like this is stuff I gotta do, guys.
Well, that's the other thing is like you
I
can
gotta do
watch
this.
laundry and like watch TV.
And then I'm watching.
Exactly.
I
And
love
like have no
one
guilt
of my
because everyone's like,
favorite
what are you doing? It's like
pastimes.
I'm doing the damn laundry.
One of my favorite pastimes. Like, no, you can't sit on the sofa right now. Look, I got a lot of laundry. I got.
Oh, get out! Get out! I
You
love
want
it.
clean clothes?
To me, it's my den. Get out! Get out of my den!
Yes, get out of my den.
What are you
I
watching?
wanna watch-
I don't. You don't need to know what I'm watching.
I got it.
You
You
don't
have a
need to know.
room, you have a basement, you have all these things. Yes.
You have so
So
many
that is my
things.
privilege. And with the class, so That's what I did. So October 29th is when Selling
And I
Sunset
can
came out.
define my privilege. Do I?
We're going to talk about it. But let me just
Oh,
set the scene for
yeah.
you. Kids were at school. Selling Sunset was released. I had a bunch of laundry to do, and I had wine, and I was in my living room living my best life.
Honey, that's an emotional orgasm that everybody should feel.
I was like screaming at this.
Emotional
Oh,
orgasms for
yeah. Can you define emotional orgasm for the audience?
Okay, so what I would, oh, look at my hair. I know,
Again, I think mom moments again are going to get incrementally more unhinged the more we go through the.
feel about my term of like my gray shirt is coming out. That's not my belly. Please. Oh, sorry.
We have to wait. My chair's gotten farther back.
I know I have to readjust. I want to look good.
All right.
So I do feel like when women never experience enough orgasms, just
I think
physically,
it's a documented fact.
it's a documented fact. Having said that, I do think like there's pleasures that can come if we build them for ourselves. And I think of them like as an emotional orgasms.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
and listen, someone else can help you with your emotional orgasm. And it could be a platonic someone or it could be a romantic someone, but it's still like an emotional orgasm, right? Like I brought myself joy. Not physical joy.
Yeah.
Psychological,
Yeah.
like just whatever. And so you bring yourself joy. And I do the same thing with laundry. So I feel this emotional, or I share this experience of this emotional orgasm.
Right.
Or this emotional psychological orgasm in the sense that I feel the same thing. Nothing gives me greater pleasure than like watching a show uninterrupted and doing a task that brings me fulfillment to move my family to a better place. And so that it's a culmination. And I know that's weird, and I'm using the word orgasm, so forgive me when I talk about family and whatever. But the point of it is like, I get to do something that I know I have to do. And that brings precision or like regiment or like order to the life of my family.
Yeah.
I get to enjoy it and I get to do something else I enjoy at the same time. So that's what I mean by like emotional orgasm.
I totally get that.
Sometimes it's walking my dog. It's like I get to say to my family, do the things I can't do while I'm gone, like clean up the kitchen, cook dinner, or like whatever. I'm gonna like walk the dog. I'm gonna like take care of him. I'm gonna do like
peace, quiet.
I'm gonna get my peace and quiet and whatever. He's gonna get what he needs. It's gonna be met. And maybe as part of that, I'm like walking and picking something up for the family. But like this feeling of like I'm being satiated. I guess that's the part of the orgasm. Sorry, I keep using the word
satiation. Yeah.
But the mutual satiation of like I'm meeting multiple needs in a joyous way for myself. For myself. Like here's the point about moms is we have to meet mutual needs. It's not joyous all the time. It's mostly not.
No.
So like the emotional orgasm is like I get to meet everybody's needs and my own, and I feel good about it.
Yeah.
I'm
right. And it's truly laundry is one of the primary way everybody needs
I'm
clean
with
clothes.
laundry too. That's my biggest
needs
emotional
clothes.
orgasm too.
Look at me being a warrior for the family, making sure everybody got clean clothes.
That's no joke.
I hadn't thought about it.
You know what? Recently, with the chaos of our life, we've had kids. You know, there are times your life gets chaotic, and your kids wake up and they're like, "I don't have clean clothes." I mean, kids grow so fast, so long. Like I have kids that like grow so fast. I don't buy massive wardrobes for them. Like I have so much, and then every 6 months they have a whole new wardrobe. So we have to buy clothes every 3 to 6 months.
100%. By the way, actually, I'm loving this because again, this is the first episode, which as we're talking, because we're the friends that we are, this is going to be like a 2 or 3 parts episode by this point. But it's helping me realize things I want to clarify. On my moments, we don't have to explain certain things like this. Like it's a judgment-free zone. It's a no-guilt zone, right? 100%. If you're a mom, you know about the shit, which is like shit be getting crazy. Like laundry gets done.
underwear, and you're like, how is it that you didn't fucking tell me that? Like, when you put your underwear, I'm gonna do the hard smack. This is what I do when I'm so angry in my house. How is it that you put a pair of underwear on and you saw no other underwear in the drawer
And you
that
think
day, and you did not come
tomorrow
to
is
me?
another day.
Tomorrow, yeah, you're gonna need underwear tomorrow.
We
How is
hope we
it?
do, but we can't
How are you
guarantee.
8, 9,
But
10 years old and you don't say, Mom, I'm out of underwear. I brought you my laundry. Or can you help me do my laundry? Whatever it is, the philosophy in your home, what happens when they don't see the other pair of underwear for the next day and they don't
what
tell
did you
you?
think was going to happen?
What
The magical underwear fairy was going to come and say,
Hey, who, who was going to tell you you needed to do your laundry? This is what I say to my children. This is what I say.
I do
I
have a
say,
little
no
hack.
one's going to tell you to do. Why are you getting on me? Why am I getting on you? Because you are not going to go to school tomorrow with clean underwear. And that's on you.
And you're looking at me for answers about
me.
the not having an underwear part. And I happened not to, I just really wasn't checking your underwear drawer like that. I just wasn't. I wasn't. And
Right.
maybe you thought, yes, I have a little hack for that. There was a,
You are checking your underwear drawer because you're pulling it every morning and putting the goddamn underwear.
but I do have a little hack. So this is a guideline in my household for the older
We
kids.
do weekly laundry now, so I'm
There
down.
we go. Because I'm like, when you have three pair of pants left, and that's another thing about mom moments. I think it'll be helpful. Any hacks you want to share. So, like, you guys do
Yeah.
weekly laundry. For me, currently, I'm the laundry doer in the house. Like, I do all the laundry. I like it that way for right now. I'm going to start integrating the older boys into it. We literally just had this conversation of how we're going to
Yeah.
do this. But for right now, I do the laundry, all the laundry. So, the older boys, the two older boys, have the instruction of when you see three pairs of pants, only three left hanging in your closet, you bring your hamper
That's what I love
to the
about you
basement.
is that like you think like a yeah,
That's when I know
a
that I need to
behavioralist.
watch. Yeah.
I find
Oh,
you
I
the
love
great
some
behaviorist.
behavioralism.
If you need a behavioralist therapist, this is the gal to call because she's a behavioralist.
Because so it triggers me, okay, I need to do their laundry, but yet they have enough pair to get them through the next few days. Because what had happened before
Yeah,
was, I don't have any pants. Can you wash them tonight?
exactly.
Look, I can't wash them tonight. I will not. What? That's not how laundry happens. It doesn't get a turnover of like,
See, like I'm so bad. I
no,
would be like, yeah, I can do a quick wash in the morning at 6 a.m. and
no,
like
too
have your.
stressful, Kim.
I know,
I won't do it.
I know.
I mean, you
I
also know my rule about underwear stuck in the pants. I don't wash
I
them.
know the underwear is second the best. I'm
I
with
don't
you.
wash them.
I'm guilty.
I don't
I'm the
wash them.
person that would be like, yes, I can do a quick wash. I can do a 26-minute wash and a 40-minute drive by the time you have to head out the door and you can change in the downstairs
Nope.
bathroom.
Because I feel like what I am doing is enabling you to continue to be able to, at the last minute,
100?
say, where are my pants and my underwear? And to be fair, right? I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I'd like to take you in the mind of Tracy for a moment. I am highly motivated by a conversation. I don't know. I have to do the math. Math is not my subject, but is it 15 years from now or so of any of my boys' future partners? So they were talking about like the older kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being like, who raised you? I
No,
want
I
the
get
answer
it.
to be a person who did their freaking best and taught them what they need to know. Whether they choose to follow that or not is on them. But you won't be able to leave this house saying, I didn't show you that I didn't help you create those habits, that I just like offloaded you onto some
I'm
poor
with you.
soul
I agree with you.
who was like, well, goddamn.
I agree with you.
And so I think I have those moments, right? It's like Raven on the Raven Simone show where she flash forward in the future.
Right.
And I can bring myself back. I'm like, oh, you need to learn how to do laundry
Yeah.
or plan ahead
Yeah.
or scramble some eggs, which we're going to be getting to. These are things that are on the checklist, or put dishes away, or just be considerate of other people, not only in your space,
You know,
but who do the tasks that
you're
you
the same thing where you and I are those same moms. You and I are always on that about like you don't live in a silo.
Nope.
You exist in an experience.
Yes.
Sometimes you are alone.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you certain levels of freedom. Other times you are part of a family or larger community beyond your immediate family.
Yeah.
Or your chosen family. And you have to think about how your behavior impacts each other. and how you're going to manage like cleaning up after yourself, collective, contributing to the collective. You are not an individualist. But I have thought, like in this idea of clothes, just to get back to that, like I've worked really hard that like I don't think kids understand their agency sometimes about
Right.
what they have control of.
Right.
And
Partially because
so
of mom's
mom's telling
momming
them what they
and
don't.
dude and bloop bloop. I got it. I handle. I got it. Boom boom boom.
And so I
Yeah.
have this, like you asked me, like, what's your tidbit? My tidbit is this. If there's something my kids don't like and won't wear or doesn't fit them anymore, I say throw it in the hall. Like I'll say today's the day to clean
I
the
like that.
drawers.
I
Today's
like
the day
that.
to clean the drawers. I don't take it personally. It might be something I bought them and the
Right. That I
tags are
liked
still
and would
on
like
that
for
I
them to
really
wear.
loved.
Yep.
And it
Yep.
broke my heart that they
I got
never
those.
liked wearing it or they
Mm-hmm.
never wore it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I say, like, I do this like maybe once a month, once every
I do
6
like
weeks,
that.
maybe once every 8 weeks. And I say, listen, we've got some downtime on a Saturday morning. It's raining, it's quiet, we don't have plans today. I'm doing laundry, I'm doing whatever. I need you to go through your drawers and I need you
That's
to
writing down.
throw in the hall anything you don't like or don't want to wear. And that way I know what I need to replenish their wardrobe with, and I
Yes.
don't judge them for it. So,
Yep.
like, if it's 8 shirts I bought my daughter, and like a particular shirt, I know it breaks my heart.
She's saying that just now. I'm like, but I like
But
that shirt.
that stylish shirt, and I bought 3 of them or 5 of them. Okay,
I know. Let them
she
have their own
loved it.
minds.
In that moment, she didn't have the agency to tell me she didn't like the shirt. But I knew it looked good on her. It looked the way I wanted her to look. But so I bought them.
Mhm.
And so, like, yeah, you're going to lose money. You're going to feel in this moment that you wasted money, but you're going to learn it doesn't work for them.
Right, right, right.
And also, you're going to learn what's lost for them. Like, they don't have any t-shirts they like. So they're figuring out other ways to like clothe themselves to go to school that maybe they feel
They don't feel
physically
great in.
they don't feel great
Yeah, I
in.
get that, right? We can all take ourselves back to that.
Right. Like your mom bought
Yeah.
you clothes that you didn't feel great in. And so my feeling is like you have to consistently go through their clothes. That is my thing. And do it once a month, once every 6 weeks. Don't let it get too long. Do not
Right.
go over 2 months.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like everyone's like seasonally. Nope.
No,
Your
no.
kids grow faster than
Right,
seasons.
you're right.
And also they're the fads change quicker than seasons.
Yeah.
So what you're not realizing is like they might like something, they go to school in it, other kids think it's not cool.
Right.
They'll never wear it again.
Right.
And it sits in their drawer, but they still need that shirt. And I'm a firm believer, and this is also what I advocate. I don't overbuy for my kids. My kids don't have
Yeah.
eight,
That I
20
believe
pairs of
too.
pants
Yeah.
or 30 t-shirts. They don't. They have like a good 2 weeks of clothes.
Okay.
Because the fact of the matter is their clothes change every month.
Mm. Mm.
And if you want to feel free to spend your money to change your kids' clothes every 3 to 4 months, don't overbuy for them. Because when you do, then you're going to be
Right, yes.
rebuying.
Letting go of the thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
if you don't overbuy, you don't resent letting go of something that maybe you paid $25 for that they thought they liked in the moment and then like they never wore and whatever. And I just had this happen and then I got upset with my daughter about it and then I thought like, okay, there are things I bought I don't like.
Oh yeah,
And it sat in my and you know what? It cost me what,
I know we talked about that. Okay.
So like I had to also understand I've had the same experience my children have. So
Right.
what
And
I
they have
don't
less
do
agency, right? Over
so what I
situation.
don't do is put the pressure on them to buy them a whole wardrobe.
Right.
Don't buy them a whole wardrobe.
It's real.
Buy them the pieces they need. Shoes. They need sweatshirts right now. Are the sweatshirts too small? Are the jackets too small? Go through everything. And if the pants aren't too small and they're not up to like speed, so what?
Right.
Wait till they are too small.
Right.
And then buy the next. And then like that's my tip on wardrobe because I sort of feel like kids can you can buy and buy and buy, and then you can be angry and upset
Oh yeah.
that like what you
Oh yeah.
bought
Oh yeah.
went to waste. So then
Mhm.
be smarter and don't waste.
Yeah.
Be thoughtful and then say to your kids anything you don't like, anything that doesn't fit you, anything you're not going to wear again, throw in the hallway and
Yeah.
then assess what that throwing is and then go count.
In
Really?
essence, do less and check in with your child in
Yeah.
there. Like as they're getting older, right? And again, this all has to do with the parenting transition, right? When I'm dressing a 3 and 4 year old, I'm picking the stuff and I'm like, oh, you're gonna wear this. And they're getting older and they have opinions, understandably, on how they dress and how they look and all of that. And to your point, that idea of like buying for 2 weeks. So I think, and right, you tailor it for your lifestyle. For me, because I do the laundry, my concept is ideally, it has been that every member of the family can, if they need to, get through 3 to 4 weeks of clothing without it having to be washed.
Right.
Realistically, everyone's clothing really gets washed on probably an every 2 week basis based on their hamper getting full. But to your point,
My kids grow too
if
fast
my
for that.
right, if like the older kids have their opinions or they're growing, it makes sense to buy for like 2 weeks so that when they do change that, whether it's because of growth or preference, you don't feel so attached to
Well,
the
because I
things.
think
Yeah.
we add to our wardrobes on a monthly to bi-monthly basis. So I think about it from that concept. Like
Mm.
I'm likely buying my kids clothes based on their growth patterns every 8 to 10,
And so this
12
this brings up a
weeks.
good point. This is a different experience. My child's growth pattern
My kids grow
is
faster than you.
slower.
You and I have a different experience.
Yeah. All
My
right.
kids
This is
grow
highlighting something.
way faster than your
My
kids.
child
I mean, and you and I know this visually, and you viewer do not know this, or you listener don't know this, but literally, my children are young adult size in the sense that they're probably the size of a freshman in high school
right, right.
or equitable, and they're only in the fifth grade.
Yeah, yeah.
They're definitely the size of seventh and eighth graders.
Yeah.
And you have a child who's the
He grows
size of,
up, so like he'll
right?
have the like high water issue, but like that waist, we're just
Yeah,
cinching it
yeah.
from last year's
Right, so he's
pants.
a tall, lanky kid, same height as my kids, but not filling out in the same way that
Yeah,
like I'm taking my daughter to junior buys. Like she's going
yeah.
into the junior sections of girls'
We talk about this,
clothes,
by
and
the
he's
way.
and
We're
yeah,
supposed to have I just want to put that because again, I don't have girls. We're supposed to have a little, if she's open to it, shopping date
yeah,
where
yeah,
like I
yeah,
join
yeah,
you guys. So I'm just gonna put that out
yeah.
there.
We were going to do
Just
that.
to remember
Yeah, yeah,
that.
we're gonna
Sorry.
do it
I'm living
because my daughter
vicariously.
doesn't like my taste.
And I'm living vicariously through a mom who is a girl, and I want to buy girl
I
clothes
know,
so
and she's in the
bad.
junior section. It's
That's the
like we're entering into that.
cutest.
And she's only in the fifth grade. But most of their friends, in all honesty, are still shopping in the children's sections. My kids are no longer shopping
Right.
in the children's sections. That's not an option for us. We
Mm,
don't shop in children's shoes anymore. Like we are taller kids. Like
yeah.
I have taller kids. So, it's complicated when it comes to the wardrobe
That
because
is like
not only is the emotional or fad thing a part of
right,
it, it's
right.
also the
Growth.
reality that like it's growth. It's just
Yeah.
simply growth.
I'm slightly experiencing that with our oldest son because we're right on the last sizes of kids. So Cat and Jack, the brand, which is like
Oh
a
my God, I
Target
have
brand.
that cat and Jack forever.
I know, because
Oh,
school
I
are also
miss
like
Cat
okay,
and
I
Jack.
know. And he's right on
I
the
remember
last
when my kids
sizes.
fell out of love with Cat and Jack. I'm
Mm.
having this visual.
Right. We hold space on mom moments for a lot of space.
Cat and Jack moment.
Yeah, well, we're right on the
And
the
by the way,
last.
Target, no thank you for
I
the
know.
like lack of DEI.
No.
We're
Isn't that what
struggling, Target. We're
that's a
struggling.
complicated
We're struggling,
conversation.
Target.
Not
Just saying we're struggling, Target.
gonna lie, that's a whole other conversation.
Whole another conversation. Whole another podcast.
He's right on the edge of that.
Yeah.
Like the other day, Josh was like, "Oh, Josh is in a size 8." I'm like, "8 what? What do you mean? What's an 8?" Like he's talking about a shoe. I'm like, "But you're a size 12 shoe." So what do you mean he's a size 8 shoe? I don't understand. Are you sure? I'm questioning his father.
Right.
I'm like, we're so you press the toe? How close was the toe? Because I don't. When you say he's a size 8, I really don't. I kind of don't
And
believe you.
he's looking at you like, no, he's a men's eight. Shut up.
I'm like, I don't no, but okay.
So if it makes you even blow your mind even more, I'm a women's size 7, and my 10-year-old daughter wears a women's 9
No,
shoe.
no. There are times when I will
So that
discount a
tells you
parent's
how tall my daughter.
experience. I don't
But
believe
also,
you.
and listen, and we can have a whole podcast about um donation. My kids were
Mm-hmm.
an embryo donation. And so they're not my biological material, and
Mm-hmm.
they're not Tina's biological material. And so um, our donors were, great, healthy, strong people. So
Mm-hmm.
I gave birth to the product of great, healthy, strong people. But when you watch your daughter wear a size 9 tennis
No,
shoe and
I
you're
did.
still in
I
a
didn't know
7,
that. So sorry,
you're
because
like,
I'm. Wait,
gosh darn.
this is hard
Oh,
for
is this
like
a whole podcast?
petite people. Well, I'll
Yeah.
speak for myself. I also wear I 7 to 7.5. So you're saying
Yeah, you
that
and I have the same
the
shoe.
the girl that I know, your daughter,
Yeah.
wears a bigger shoe size than me?
Yes, she does, darling.
I know you're her mother, but I don't believe you. So
Yeah,
it's okay.
it's so
I'm
true.
sorry.
I'm
But
gonna have Tracy try Kyle's shoes on. Kyle's tennis shoes on next time she's in my house. But yes, Kyle's shoe is bigger than yours,
okay,
darling.
I'll I'll accept that from her. I don't. Okay.
What Tracy doesn't realize is what everyone sees now is that my children are my height. So everyone thinks, oh, Kim's so such a shorty. Her kids are just her height. It's so cute. Wait till they're taller than these bitches.
I know. All right, it's okay. I have done a lot of acceptance of my short stature.
That.
Listen, when you are a person who lives in the world shorter,
Yeah, I'm a short statured
yep,
person.
yep. You find that so Josh and I, who's a taller, he doesn't look down. I'm like, did you see that? He's like, oh, I'm sorry, my eyesight. I'm like, well,
Well,
I
he's
have
not that
right,
tall.
but like compared to us,
I know compared to us, he's tall.
I think he's 6 foot, which for me
Yeah.
is like, so, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's tall.
And so with that, I'm like, well, I'll enjoy the leg room on the plane.
Exactly.
That's it. That's the end
Yeah,
of that. So
happy.
that's it. I like this idea of ending mom moments on a mom hack. And you gave me personally, a very good one about
Here's it.
I am going to
Yeah.
check in with my older boys and like, because I see stuff hanging in that closet that
So
you have not
here's
touched.
what I loved about our school. Our school had a rule, and I'm going to give this the rule to you guys too, who are watching. If your kid can raise their hand and their belly shows, the shirt goes out.
Hmm.
No doubt. The
Hmm.
shirt goes out. No belly should be shown
Hmm.
from the ages of 8th grade and older, younger. Now, some people say, oh, my 8th grader goes with her belly shows. That's your choice. Fine. But I know teachers don't like it. So I'm saying if you want to support and respect your teachers between the ages of 8th grade and younger, if your child can raise their hand and their skin is going to show in their midriff, that shirt does not fit them.
Hmm.
That's a shirt to toss. If your kids don't like it and they bought it because you wanted them to and it doesn't really fit them and they really haven't worn it in 30 to 45 days,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
get over the fact that you bought it.
You know.
Check in with them 2 weeks. I mean, the best thing is to say is 2 weeks in after you buy something is to say, like, do you really like it? Because if you
Right.
don't, I can still return it and get my money back or get a credit and you can get something else you like.
That's me with jeans. I've accepted that my two older boys will not wear jeans, so I did not buy them for this school year.
That's the other thing is
Yeah.
saying like it took me a long time with my daughter to get to that point, and now I'm at the point where it's like you choose. And I will tell you, I am also at the point where my daughter tells me how to wear my makeup and tells me how I ask her I ask her advice on my outfits now because she has like a look that she sees and her makeup is beautiful and she has a sense of style I enjoy. So I embrace that. And
Yeah.
but I just want to say, like, it started with me just saying throw the stuff in the hallway. I do go through it with them. I'm not going to say I don't, like, go piece by piece with them.
Right.
That's how it started. It started with me saying, does this fit? Do you like it? I'm not going to be insulted. And I think that's how I would start. I would start by going through your kids' drawers saying, like, even if we bought it on a special occasion, If you don't like it, I don't want to keep it.
Yeah.
Your life is limited. I need you to wear clothes you like. I
Yeah.
need you to have enough clothes you enjoy wearing. You have to feel good about how you present yourself in the world. And I think that's your goal. Like, it's not about like, does it fit? Does it whatever?
How
Part
do
of
you
the conver
feel?
How do you feel in the clothes? Right. That's the question you're asking your child. Do you feel good in this? Do you not feel good in this? Does it fit you in a way? And so like my daughter and I have this like controversy because she's like, "Well, I feel great in it." And I'm like, "Yeah, except your entire belly shows when you raise your hand and you're great. You can't do that." And so what I say is that's a pajama shirt. It's a
Right.
pajama
Gets
shirt.
to keep it,
You don't
but
get
wear it
to
in
get
certain,
rid of it.
yeah.
If you love it, that's my other tip.
I like
Sometimes
that.
your kids should get rid of clothes that don't fit them
Right.
and
Or that
should
have a
a
hole in it
hole.
or stains.
They have a stain.
Yes. Yes.
And you wouldn't otherwise
Mom
want
over
them to
here.
wear them to school or with your family or in other circumstances. But that doesn't mean they don't get to wear them in their house.
Right. Right.
So if it's a meaningful piece to them, they get to keep it as long as they want, as long as it's a pajama shirt.
Right. I like that.
So make whatever. I saw this recently on a reel. Is like I never had pajamas. I just had old clothes that my parents put in
That
my
was,
drawer.
I just had a bunch of shirts. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever's old that they mean something, we say, is this a pajama shirt? Because it's not a school shirt. It's not an outside shirt. It's not a wear with your
Yeah.
family shirt.
Yeah.
And my kids go, it's a pajama shirt.
Right.
And if it's not, they tend to let it go.
Right.
So my point is give them choices, but let them know that some things are not socially acceptable
Right.
after a
Right.
while.
Build their agency, but help them understand the guidelines and the boundaries.
And so
Yeah.
today my daughter wore a t-shirt that is a pajama shirt, but we went as a family on a Sunday and her belly showed, but I didn't care
Yeah.
because it was a Sunday. She's not in school.
Right.
But like you have to differentiate for them. You have to
sure.
help them work
Because the
through
difference
what's
between when
a
you are
socially
working,
acceptable work.
yeah,
Right, right,
and being
exactly.
at
That's the
home.
point you're getting to them is like what's suitable work clothes. This is what you're training. Like I read even before I have children or talk to people when I was trying to have kids, it's like you're not really raising children, you're raising
You're
adults.
trying to raise well-functioning human beings
Yeah,
who integrate well into society.
you said it much better than me.
That's what we're going for.
That's what we're going for. Thank you for your time. This was an
Thank you for
amazing
yours.
time.
All right, that was part 2 of Mom Moments with Kim Forte. Remember, you can always subscribe to Coach Tracy on YouTube in order to follow the podcast and get the video elements. But also, you can listen to the podcast on any podcast platform of your choice. Also, you can follow me, or I should say, you can join my email list to get emails about what's going on in the Coach Tracy camp, to be aware of upcoming events and products and services, such as a free webinar that I will be doing in December and the Date Better program launching in January. So if you're interested in joining the email list, just look at the show notes and there is a link for you to be able to join. See you soon.